And whenever we're looking at investment, we're looking at it through two lenses of, is it going to move the needle for the company, but also is it right for the partners that are doing the work? And so some initial proof of concept and piloting helped start to answer some of those questions. Definitely on weather sensitivity and weather volatility. We learned a lot about our customers through that and realizing really how much weather was a headwind or a tailwind on items, especially in our fresher categories where we were building a business case around better in stocks, but also shrink as being material. So that process helped through the POC and the pilot helped us get a good sense of the business side of the equation. But the biggest question that we had was, even if we integrate this data into our systems, one of our goals is to make the work simpler for employees in the stores whose job it is to review and override orders, right? And so even if we included it, would they take advantage of, is the impact material enough, and were they going to really start to change their behavior and really trust it? And so through some piloting in selected categories, we learned that partners did trust it, and we could see less overrides in the data, which was a signal to us that we were on the right path. And so that combination of in-store labor as well as in-stocks and shrink helped build the business case for us.
We're really trying to put the data, the tools, and the processes in place so that we can react quickly, but have a real scalable approach to what we're trying to do in terms of on-site personalization. So that's where I think the WDD model plays really nicely with that. That's our source of truth. That's our data model.
The in-season is where it gets fun and where you obviously don't have as much time to react and you have to make decisions much quicker. So there's a component of that in-season that's the explainability portion of it, and it's really nice to have that the facts on weather. I speak to our CEO every single week about what's happening in our seasonal businesses, and it's nice to be able to dissect the facts from the feelings when it comes to weather. I mean, you think about in retail, you're fighting for a 4, a 5, a 6% increase. Maximizing every one of those events is big. At the same time, when you think about where are you going to take price, when are you going to take price, when are you going to take clearance, all of that stuff is very intertwined with how we're using Planalytics and weather-driven demand. So really the in-season piece of it to me is even more critical, and that's where you win those dollars back, is on the in-season piece of it.